I'm sure, just like me, even you guys would have heard about this particular sentence. Don't run like a headless chicken. I don't know who said that, why did that particular sentence actually come in place, but definitely there is a logic behind whatever has been shared, or whoever shared it for that matter. When I say logic, it's just not about preparing only for those exams where they ask you about those logical questions, or with someone who's got that little more sharpness when it comes to their brain. The logic over here refers to how we connect the dots, how we do a work, or how we perform a task, how we share whatever we share. Why definitely comes into place, but before the why could happen, there is a pattern within each of us that we follow. Few patterns we are conscious about what we are sharing. We are conscious about the pattern also because that pattern keeps repeating itself in whatever task that we are doing. But there are few patterns which we don't know, as in we do it unconsciously, and there are people around us who would notice that. That pattern could be, for example, just like that. What is an iceberg? What we see on the top is just a little portion. The little portion is what we are aware about the pattern that we follow. Something which goes at the deeper level, below the ocean, into the ocean, and it just goes deeper down and down and down, is the unconscious pattern. Might be which is something not visible to us, but people outside can see that. Those patterns, or some of those patterns, might be helping us in whatever task we're doing or accomplishing. Yes, we can call it as a goal or an outcome. It helps us in accomplishing few tasks. But there are few patterns unconsciously is helping us and by not helping us. Exactly. Why do we do certain things the way we do? Probably taking a pause. You can pause this video or audio, take a back step and just close your eyes, and if we start imagining what we're doing, initially the mind would show us lot of stories would come in front of our eyes. But if we allow the story to just flow, we will start realizing, analyzing. You don't have to reinvent the wheel again. It's already there. That pattern is something you don't have to reinvent. It's just there, and we go about discovering it. Yes, that's the difference between inventing and discovering. That pause, once the stories keep flowing, it's just important that we pause and we just listen to whatever story the mind is showing us. The mind is not showing us something which is new. The mind is showing us the same old picture again and again and again and again and again and again. Yes, again and again. But at that point in time, when we pause it, the story is stopped, the flow is stopped abruptly, and what happens is that it doesn't just stop over there. For example, if that flow is stopped with a purpose, like a river, once it's stopped at certain destinations or places, we construct a dam, and that serves a purpose. And we know what could be, how much we can stop, but beyond that we cannot. But sometimes what happens when we are not able to stop, it floods. That's exactly happens at one particular time when we stop listening, or when we pause our mind when it is showing us the reality. It could be just like those notifications on our phone which just comes like ting, 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 ting. Yes. One notification comes, it's followed by yet another, yet another, yet another. And we just go there to check for few seconds, and when we realize, it would be already 2 hours that we are just on the same page, going after one profile after one post after another, one timeline after so many other people's timeline, and when we come back to what we actually wanted to do, it is paused. And that's when the flood happens. That's exactly the volcanic eruption. Oh my God, I have wasted my time. Okay, that's okay. If you just think, might be you can do the same thing again, but again, the notifications will ensure that you will not finish. So notifications are nothing but those awareness that happens in our mind. Need not be mobile, need not be laptop or desktop or any of those gadgets. These notifications are something which comes in the form of a memory which is past, in the form of fear that's about the future, and in the form of confused state might be maybe the present moment. So as and when it comes, let's pause and we can just make a note of what the mind is saying. There's something called muscular memory, and it actually helps a lot. Whatever we've been thinking or whatever thoughts that comes in our mind, if we can just jot it down, need not be the perfect handwriting, exact those grammar in place, it helps if it is there. If we can start making a note, what is happening is something that was caged in the mind, it finds its destination in the form of words or in the form of a quantity, in front of our eyes. Might be we might read it again and again, or we just leave it there. Like once shared, it's done. Once that bit of a sharing happens, it could be through writing, it could be through playing a badminton, or it could be coloring a painting, or it could be like anything that you feel will give you that kind of a relaxation. Once that bit of a relaxation is given to our mind, the decluttering happens. The decluttering is nothing but creating a mind space within our mind to give a space for newer things to come into our mind. The newer things could be an opportunity, an idea, or anything that we wish to do. And that's when the clarity happens. Or when we know what we want to do, a clarity, a purpose also happens. A purpose is nothing but we don't have to go in search of it. Not like I'm asking you to just go and search in the internet purpose and you can just copy it and rephrase it and do your own purpose. Not exactly. Purpose is something which is within us. As the decluttering happens, few things just come in front of us. Might be a hazy picture though, but if we can allow the haziness, just like a fog, it will settle. As it settles, there is a clarity in place, and you can really see in front of your eyes, or you can visualize something that you want to do, that you've been aspiring to do. It could be something that you parked in your childhood and it is rusting over there, and today, after you declutter that in your mind, you have given a shape for that, or at least a clarity to start with. Once a clarity is in place, you don't go in search of the purpose. The purpose is just around or within, and it just arises, just like arising from the dust moment. That's exactly what happens. As the purpose is in place, the clarity is also there. Clarity and purpose are something, to me, it's like two sides of a coin. Because when we have a purpose, we have a clarity in whatever task we do or whatever we do for that matter. Or else when we have a clarity, we know what is our purpose. Purpose need not be always about helping. Purpose could be helping yourself first. Purpose could be about transforming the words. Purpose could be creating an ecosystem. Purpose could be to start something on your own. Because there are quite a few people for that matter who call themselves like a jack of all trades, master of none. But when you actually get into their details, what we will notice is that their purpose is to create organizations. There are many. I don't want to quote an example. I'm sure you know a couple of them, or you might go and search on that as well. Also, they create so many organizations. They might not be master at one, but they have mastered in creating ecosystem. Your purpose could be in creating an ecosystem. So once the purpose and the clarity is in place, we start growing. Like whether you do your work or you don't do your work, the graph will any which ways grow, as in either it is upward or a downward. So taking steps are important, and even if you don't take steps, the growth still happens, but in the in the opposite direction. And once you want to pull that from the other side, that's when the volcanic eruption happens. So purpose, clarity, and once you start growing, you start growing within. When we have the clarity and the purpose, the growth is all about working as per this time, working as per the schedule. and whatever is the situation around, you ensure that you are working on the goal or the purpose or the goal card that you wish to. It could be ecosystem that you want to create. It could be that startup that you want to start. It could be for joining one particular coaching program. Yes, definitely. So once you take that step, you automatically build a habit. This habit will give rise to an excellence. And excellence is nothing but you will actually stop comparing your growth with somebody else. The realization kicks in with the fact that the growth or the excellence is just not what the other person is doing. Yes, of course, I understand about the fact about competition, competitor analysis, definitely. Whatever is the competition or whoever is the competitor around you, you would continue growing in your space, in your time, and with your energy. And this energy will maximize your potential to work on your purpose or to breathe in and breathe out your purpose, having clarity in place, and then working towards it, like a habit, then the excellence. And this excellence is what you create for yourself, which is unique and special for whatever you do or I do. Comparing, we take it in a healthy way, as in we just try to understand what the other person is doing. How did he or how did she achieve whatever she did, or how did he or she perform the task whatever they are performing. It gives us a clarity again to go back to our purpose, revisit our purpose. Have we deviated somewhere, or where should I make those few little changes so that I don't have to copy, or I don't have to be at the same level what my competitor or my friend is at. I can just fine tune to give that little bit of a clarity in the image, just like when we adjust the lens to get that right focus of the image that we want to click. Once the purpose, clarity, and habit, growth, excellence is in place, we know our vision, and we make our mission statements too. A vision is just not only about the numbers. A vision is just not about looking at things just as a wholesome, but a vision is something which helps us to breathe in, breathe out our purpose, having clarity in place, and to feel or to be in peace with our own self, whatever task we do. And monetary or the abundance happens in its own space and time. As we have the clarity, purpose in space or in place for that matter, every dot gets connected and you get the outcome picture, which is just dancing in front of your eyes, or my eyes for that matter, for whatever time that you invest, that you have invested in creating your purpose, clarity, growth, excellence, habit statement, and the vision will give you return on investment through leads, through contacts, through business, collaborations, all those ventures, definitely the monetary benefits also. So this is something I wanted to connect with all of you about. The pyramid structure that I follow is at the base, I'm going from the base to the top. Purpose, clarity, habit of growth and excellence, and then the vision. Do share how you connect with what I shared with you. I would love to hear about your purpose in place. Thank you. Namaste. We'll see you soon in the next episode.